And all take the shine off travelling for work. So what's it like trying to sell business travel to reluctant travellers?
Well, our next guest knows a thing or two about this. He's the boss of Egencia, that's the business travel arm of Expedia.
It's aimed at large and mid-sized companies and describes itself as the 5th biggest business travel firm in the world, but faces a tough fight from 6 major competitors.
It's working to break into the Chinese market, which is expected to grow by more than 6% a year.
Well, we're joined now by Rob Greyber, Global President of Egencia. Rob, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Just tell us, how has the business travel market changed in the last decade?
Well, it's changed dramatically, and it's going to continue to change. I think business travelers want things to be easier, they want things to be cheaper, and they also want them to maybe be a bit more fun. Not champagnes and private jets, but certainly easier. And that's really where we come in. We actually releasing a study this week showing 79% of business travelers really enjoy traveling for work. At the same time, it's a huge hassle, and they want those hassles removed. And that's really where we can come in. A lot of the hassles come from the policies, the tools, the systems that are in place at companies to manage travel. That creates an opportunity for us. So how can we help? Really, there's a couple of different kinds of business trip. There's a typical kind of out and back. If you're in London, hop up to Manchester. If you're in London, maybe you hop over to New York regularly. At Egencia, we kind of keep a profile of all of your preferences, but we also have a detailed inventory of all of your past trips. So if there's an itinerary that worked for you to get back to your family on a Friday, you can just click, book that, and be back with them just as you expected. Also, more complex trips are easy to book with us as well, so we can help you navigate foreign cities with the click of a button.
I'm just interested though, Rob, because at a time when everyone's much more money conscious, savings have to be made in many organisations, people can have meetings, over video conferencing. They don't actually have to travel to be there in person. So what do you see as how you'll meet that challenge of perhaps, are you seeing less demand, maybe?
No, in fact, we're not. We're seeing more demand. If you look at the impact of video conferencing, it's kind of like the impact that email had on letters. So there's as much business correspondence going on in the world today as before email, but it's simply going on in a virtual medium. So we're actually seeing the video conferencing market continue to grow alongside business travel, and we think that'll continue for a long time.
How do you make your money? Are you taking money off the people who are booking, or do companies pay you so that their employees can book through you, or are you getting kickbacks from hotels or flight airlines?
So from a business model perspective, you can think of us as a marketplace. So our clients certainly pay us commissions to participate, as do our suppliers. But our real business model is in innovation. We think of ourselves, although we're in the B2B space, working with enterprises and working with companies, we think of ourselves as an innovation company. Like Facebook, like Google, constantly reinvesting back in the business. That's what makes us different, and that's what helps us grow.
And I'm just intrigued, because Expedia is such a well-known brand. Why does it have to, the business side of it have to be done as a separate, standalone company?
We find that there's actually two halves to the business travel market. Part of it is unmanaged, and a lot of those bookings do go to Expedia.com, Hotels.com, and so forth. But more than half of the business travel market is managed, where the CFO is dealing with two different voices in their ear. One voice is saying from the employees, I want a great experience that looks and feels and works like Expedia and Hotels.com. The other voice is the voice of corporate responsibility that says, I need to manage cost, I need to manage policy, I need to take care of my employees on the road. With Egencia, you don't have to choose.
You're 5th place among the corporate travel sector at the moment. Where do you envisage yourself? Do you want to get to first, or do you feel kind of happy and secure with where you are right now?
Yeah, we feel that if we continue to build the best product in the market, we will continue to gain market share as we have very consistently year after year after year.
And just very briefly, Rob, when you travel, what's the key priority for you? What do you look for?
Well, I think it's the big subject of the conversations you've had this morning, coffee. So when I'm jet lagged,
Really?
first thing I do is grab a couple espressos to shake off the jet lag, get a quick workout, and then straight to the office.
Oh, workout. You had to